YouTube fans, this is Tyconderus here doing another action figure review, and this time today it's for the Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus from Mattel. Now this is new from Mattel for 2018, and it is from their Jurassic World Legacy line, which is basically the classic Jurassic Park dinosaurs. So this is the, as I said, Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus, as you may recognize her from Jurassic Park 3. So before I get on to the dinosaur, which I'm just going to move aside here slightly, she does come in this window giant open style box packaging, and she has her tail detached, and you have a try me feature for her attack gimmick, which, as you can see down on the bottom right hand corner of the box, is kind of a jaw chomping. You have an image of Rexy, if I can just get to show there without glare, it's a bit shiny, and you have the Jurassic World Legacy Collection logo. Flipping around to the back of the box, you just get an image of the prototype. If I just bring this in a little bit, image of the prototype, gigantic bite, Spinosaurus, and just repeated in several languages. A bit of information about the app. Let me just bring down the light a tiny bit because it's a bit of glare on the box. Jurassic World logo, and then it's just an image of the dinosaur, and it shows an image of the T-Rex is all the prototype from what I can see, because the colouring is slightly different to the one that I have. So, moving the box aside and bringing this lovely dinosaur into the frame, I will do a measuring. Now I'm not sure if I'm getting the whole tail in the image, but I will do a measure from snout to tail is about 21 inches. From the top of her head up is about 11 inches, and it's about 11.5 to the sail, to the back of her sail on the back. She is posable, so you can crouch her down a bit, but kind of raised up like that, she goes to about 12 inches. She can go a little bit higher, but then she kind of flops forward. So articulation wise, she's very similar to the T-Rex. She has, her arms are on ball joints, so they can go out a bit and then rotate 360. Same on the other side. You need to move it out a slight bit to get the full 360, I think. Or actually, I don't think this one does do the 360. No, this side doesn't do the 360. The other side does. She's dual jointed neck, so she has a joint here and a joint here, so you can move the neck. Mouth opens with that extreme chomping feature. As you can see, she has a very wide chomp. You can get her looking in all manner of positions. The sail is a solid piece on her back. She does have a swivel in the ankles, and her legs can splay out to the side a bit, just for extra stability, and she has a ball joint in the tail. Now the tail is detached, as I said, in the packaging, and when you click it into place, it's designed not to come back out, so once it's in, it's in. You'd have to really force it to actually pull it out. So just to give you an idea of how big this critter is, let me just move my camera down a bit. There is one of the Jurassic World civilian characters. It's the mercenary. Now if you're wondering why he looks a little different to the standard one, is I ended up with 3 of these guys, so I've customized 2 of them just to make them look a little bit less clonish. So let me just see if I can get a little bit of that glare off the dinosaur. It's very the lights seem to be giving a bit of glare, but she's very nicely painted. Just flip her around. No issues with the eyes on this one. Oh, there she goes. She does have a bit of stability problems. Oh, and before I go on about that, that is the scan thing. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on screen if you want to pause it and scan it. She does have a bit of stability problems when you raise her right up. She can stand quite nicely in sort of a crouch position, but if you do the kind of part of this the movie where she's kind of crouched up and kind of looking in Jurassic Park 3, she does tend to flop forward a bit. If I just raise her up, you can get her kind of doing that pose where she's kind of staring down. She was kind of staring down the family, and she was kind of, best way to describe it, I'm not sure, she, as I said, she was just kind of staring down people in Jurassic Park 3. So, for a comparison, I'll just move her back a bit, hopefully she won't flop forward on me. Here she is with Hasbro's, I think this was Hasbro, I'm not sure, I could be wrong. This is the bendy wire Spinosaurus. It doesn't really stand too well, so I'll just have to line it flat like that. So there she is with that one. So you can see the colouring is a lot bit different. I think it looks a little bit more movie accurate to my imagination. I always thought the Hasbro ones looked a little too. I didn't think they got the likeness right on it for some reason. Oh, there she goes again. I said her hip is a bit loose. She likes to flop forward. She will hold her pose, but after a little bit she'll just kind of flop completely forward. And here she is next to the massive animatronic Spinosaurus. As you can see, she's depending on which way you look at her, if I just move my camera there in a second, let me just straighten out her feet to give her a bit more stability. Let me just pick up the camera. She is a tiny bit, I wouldn't say smaller, it's just the proportions are so different compared to the other one. I mean, you could probably get her in the exact same pose and she'd look the same height, and she's about the same length as well. Unfortunately, the batteries in mine are not in the best of conditions. In fact, I think the animatronics were broken on it when I got it as well, because it's supposed to do an opening mouth action just like in the just like what the chomping one does. But it never really did that for me. There's another button back here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Or is it just the one on the neck? Yeah, there was a button in the wound as well. I could have been wrong. Oh, there is. But it doesn't really work. And then for a final comparison, I know I've kind of been going on a little bit for this one. For the final comparison, now I think this is what her kind of counterpart is supposed to be based off. There she is next to the Jurassic World T-Rex. And now this is the Jurassic World Legacy T-Rex. I don't have any of the other ones, but I'm assuming the scale is supposed to be based off this one, because this is also the Legacy collection. And this also has the same kind of feature, the jaw chomping action. So you can get the old Spinosaur to grab the T-Rex if you want in her mouth. So she's actually able to open her jaw wide enough to go around the entire neck of the T-Rex, which is pretty cool. Overall, she's a fantastic dinosaur. I do recommend picking them up. She's at retail now. I think she's hitting stores at the moment in the States, and she's just coming out over here in Ireland. The retail price over here is $29.99, so she's 30 euros, which, if you work that out in dollars, is about nearly, what, 35-ish, maybe $36, but I think it's actually cheaper in the States. I'm not sure if it's exclusive to any of the stores in the States as well. I think she might be if I remember correctly, I think the Legacy line was a Walmart exclusive, but I could be wrong. Over here, the Legacy line is Smith's exclusive. The only thing is, the figures for the Legacy line, like the human characters, like Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler and Muldoon, they haven't been released over here for some reason. Don't know why. I've asked Mattel about it and they haven't really given me an answer as to why the human characters were never released over here. But there you go. So all in all, if I stop waffling at this stage, all in all, it's a really good dinosaur. I do recommend picking her up. Sculpt wise, she is fantastic. I mean, she has plenty of joints. You can get in some cool poses. You can do some great diorama shots if you have the Legacy Rex, as I said. The only thing that you're kind of missing is the characters from Jurassic Park 3, unless you have the old Hasbro, or you have the old Hasbro ones, which were 3¼ inch as well. So she would work well with those. So unfortunately, I don't have any of the other Jurassic Park 3 dinosaurs or the vehicles from that line, so I can't really showcase her against those. But all in all, great dinosaur. Do recommend picking her up. Do just keep an eye out for any paint issues. I know the line has had a few QC issues, especially with eyes. But this one shouldn't be too bad because you can actually see both eyes in the packaging because of the open box. Some of the kind of box figures, you can see the eye is good on one side, but when you open it up, the opposite eye that's kind of facing the card is actually kind of misprinted or not even painted. So keep your eye out for that. No pun intended, but there you go. But all in all, great dinosaur. Love the sculpt. Looks very movie accurate. Looks very like it fell out of the screen. I'm sure customizers can do even more with it because I've seen people customize this T-Rex into the Lost World version, which is kind of the green kind of tiger stripe type one, and it looks fantastic. And I've seen them repaint this one kind of look more like the red Rex as well. So all in all, good dinosaur. And if, as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Cheers guys.